Hi, welcome to Helping Your Child Learn How to Spell. This is me. My name is Jocelyn. I'm a mum, a teacher, and I'm here to help. I'm really passionate about giving parents information to help their kids. So welcome to this clip, Helping Your Child Learn How to Spell. In this clip, I'll show you how to use spelling choices to sound out words for spelling. It is in spelling that the knowledge of the 44 phonemes and 150 different ways to represent them is really put to work. So let's start by reviewing the term phonemes. Phonemes are sounds that we say when we speak. And when we went to school, we were taught there are 26 letters and their sounds. And this was only ever a small part of the picture. For our kids, many of whom are still taught this idea, spelling can be just as confusing as it was for us. What we now know is there are 44 phonemes, or sounds, and 150 or more ways to represent those phonemes. If we're only giving kids 26 letters and their sounds, it's like giving them this, a small chunk of the puzzle, and asking them what the picture is. I'm hoping that with this information we can actually give them this and they can see the full picture. I've talked before about different spelling choices for the 44 phonemes of English, and there are many places you can get hold of the full list to have at home, and you actually don't have to spend a fortune. Today I'm showing you a few options that are free or are under $10. So firstly, here's part of a free chart that you can find at alphabeticcodecharts.com and click on the link within that website to find the free chart. This one isn't a one-pager, it provides several pages. The second chart I'd like to show you comes from Firefly Education and is part of the Sound Waves program. I like this chart for younger students. It's less visually busy and it's easier to process. It does only have 43 phonemes represented here, but for younger kids that's going to be okay. There's also an extended chart available with more spelling choices for the older students. This chart is from Thras. It's very popular. It has both a vowel and a consonant side. In terms of which chart to purchase, if your child's school uses a chart like these, find out which one it is and then use that one at home. It is good for them to have that consistency, but if they don't, just choose the one that you think is going to work best for you and for your child. There are many websites with phonics resources, but not all of them are equally as useful. Charts such as this one are based in letter patterns rather than in phonemes. So make sure that the resources you choose are based on the phoneme, not the letter pattern. Look out for things that are inaccurate or incomplete. So the charts you see here are available for short and long vowels, and I've chopped the ones off at the bottom to fit them on the page. But these charts will only represent 10 vowel sounds out of the 20 that exist. You'll also notice that there are only limited spelling choices for the phonemes. These charts are missing several spelling choices and they're only still giving us a small part of the picture, so probably best go with one of the other ones that I've shown you. So we've covered the underpinning knowledge about spelling choices, and in the clip sounding out tricky words, we saw that words can have the same number of phonemes but different number of letters because phonemes can be represented by 1, 2, 3 or 4 letters. And in order to sound out, children need to be able to hear the sounds in words. For some words, like dog, it's pretty simple. When we sound it out, we say d, o, g, and we represent it like this with a d, o, g. With young kids, it's best to stick with the sound rather than the letter name. It just gives them less to have to remember. The difficulty comes when your child has to sound out something like chair. If we sound out chair, we can hear that there are 2 sounds or phonemes, ch, air. But if we've only been taught 26 letters and their sounds, how can we possibly write chair? When we know about spelling choices, we can look up the ch box and the air box on whichever chart we're using and make a choice. So here's our ch box and our air box. So we often hear that English spelling just doesn't make sense, but it actually does when you know the rules and you have all the information. So from here, we can choose the correct spelling choices to write the words. So we can choose the ch and the air. Children won't always know which ones are actually the right choices, but that's a topic for another day. And before we finish, let's try one more example. When your child asks you, Mum, Dad, how do you spell bath? It's tempting to just tell them the letters so that you can finish cooking dinner. And I have to say that as a busy mum, there are times when, I do that. But it's so much more valuable for your child to help them problem solve the spelling. So when they call out, Mum, Dad, how do you spell bath? Grab your trusty whiteboard or piece of paper and ask them to draw one line for each sound that they hear. And hopefully they do this and it looks like this. B, A, th. And ask them, what's the first sound you can hear? Hopefully they say B and they write a B. The next phoneme, A, it's not so easy. And for this one, you might need the chart. So you find the A section of the chart. And this one gives us 3 options. Now, it's entirely possible that your child doesn't know which one to choose, especially if they're a beginning reader. So if they don't know, just tell them. Point to the correct choice and say, this is the spelling choice for R in bath. So they can write it down. And then ask them, what's the last sound you can hear in this word? Hopefully they say th, and they write a T and an H. And just the act of orally sounding out the word and thinking about the choices is helping to wire your child's brain for spelling. So thanks so much for viewing this clip, and I hope it has helped you learn a bit more about spelling with the phonemes. The next video that I'll present for you is about phonological skills or hearing the sounds in words. So when I was just talking about hopefully your child's be able to identify the sounds and they're not doing that, catch the next clip and we might have some answers for you there. But if you do have any specific questions, please feel free to email me at readingsuccesswithjocelyn@gmail.com. Thanks very much.